On this episode. And welcome back to another episode of the Bucklesberry Lemonade podcast. And I'm your host, Lisa. And my handsome co-host is my sweet husband, Timothy.
Well, hello. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. We've got an interesting show for tonight.
Yes, we do.
It is the Wanted Files, Fugitives, and Forgotten Cases.
Yes,
I think it'll be good.
I think it will too, considering a couple of the ones we have.
Yeah. So, without further ado,
But first, every case up here needs to be solved. Just because we just need every one of them so people can have closure.
thank you. And we will go to North Carolina to start with Allegheny County, North Carolina, with Mr. Brandon Lee Wagner. On May 30th, 2023, the body of 33-year-old Brandon Lee Wagner was found alongside the Blue Ridge Parkway near a milepost 221 in Allegheny County, North Carolina.
Oh, wow, he was in the mountains.
Law enforcement rangers from the National Park Service determined that Brandon was hit by a vehicle and killed. Investigators are looking for the witnesses who traveled along the Blue Ridge Parkway on the evening of May 29th, 2023, or in the early morning hours of May 30th, 2023.
The problem here is I can't remember what I had to eat yesterday.
Yeah.
How am I going to remember?
Well, I think what they're hoping for is with the amount of traffic going through there for that particular time of year, that maybe somebody saw something, even if they thought they saw something. You know, sometimes you can be like, I didn't see that. And you change your mind about it.
I get it.
But that's the sad part about it. I mean, this fella has passed, and young guy looks like a
he was 33.
Yeah, and hit and run victim in Allegheny County, North Carolina.
Don't butcher it too bad.
Yeah, that's Mr. Brandon Lee Wagner. If you have any information about this case,
please contact proper authorities.
And this comes from the FBI.gov wanted section of the website. So the FBI, we're on the actual FBI website.
Okay, with that number would be FBI Charlotte field office. Number is 704-672-6100. Or you can go to the National Park Service tip line at 1-888-653-0009.
And again, that's for anybody who may have any information about this case.
Yes, and so now we will go to the next. Now we have Miss Jenna Franks. She's a homicide victim from Jacksonville, North Carolina, and February 24th, 2021 was her last day here on Earth. What's interesting is the 34-year-old woman, she was found murdered, but she is a transgender woman. Her alias is Jeremy William Franks. The FBI is offering a reward of up to $10,000 for information leading to the identification, arrest, and conviction of the individual or individuals responsible for the murder of Jenna Franks. This would be considered what, a hate crime?
Yeah, they're leaning strongly toward this. She could have been a victim of a hate crime.
Got you. And on February 24, 2021, her body was found near Ellis Boulevard and White Street in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Franks, she's a transgender woman. Cause of her death was determined to be a homicide. The case is also being investigated as a possible hate crime. Well, I need to make a correction. Just found out that the reward has been increased to up to $25,000 for the information that leads to an arrest. Um, she was found by a City of Jacksonville Streets Division work crew that was in the process of clearing debris from a draining ditch in that area.
Yeah. And it looks like in 2021, that's when the FBI decided to join in the investigation.
Yeah, it said her autopsy. It was found she was found with multiple sharp force injuries and stab wounds to the left neck and bilateral lower extremities.
And according to the autopsy, it looks like it's been a prolonged time in the water. Looks
Yeah.
like.
I think that's what they're saying.
And they speculate by the FBI that it's likely whoever murdered Jenna is familiar with the area where her
Yes.
body was found and may continue to live or work in that community. So,
Yeah, but they say they're not ruling out the killer moved away.
yeah, because it's Jacksonville,
Yeah.
military town.
Military town. So yes, that's a very big possibility.
I mean, and then you want to go over the contact information, or you want me to do it?
You can do that.
Anyone who may have information that would assist in the investigation may contact Detective Scott Eichelberger at 910-938-6440. Again, that's Scott Eichelberger. And forgive me, Scott, I'm pretty sure that I've not pronounced that correctly, but they can feel free to give you a call at 910-938-6440. Or you can also call the Charlotte branch of the FBI at 704-672-6100. Again, that's the FBI branch in Charlotte at 704-672-6100.
Or they can call Crime Stoppers in Jacksonville, the Jacksonville Police Department, their tip line. And that tip line is 910-938-3273.
All right. So next up, we have Alejandro Rosales Castillo.
Wow, this is the one. This is a really insane person.
Yeah, absolutely.
All of them are, but some of them are just a little bit more so than others.
So the FBI is currently offering a $250,000 reward for information that will lead to the arrest of Alejandro Rosales Castillo.
Castillo.
So let's talk about Alejandro here.
Let's go to the background.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So Alejandro was born November 26, 1998. He's an American fugitive. He was added to the FBI 10 most wanted fugitives list October 24th, 2017. He's wanted for the August 2016 murder of Trunk Quan Sandy Lai Lee in Charlotte, North Carolina. It is believed that Castillo was the 516th fugitive to be placed on the FBI's 10 most wanted list. And again, like I said, they're currently offering a $250,000 reward leading up to his capture. We do know that he was born, like we said, in Arizona, but he does speak fluent English and Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems that when he was 17 in 2016, he was working for Shomar's restaurant in Charlotte, North Carolina. And so were his co-workers, 23-year-old Truck Quan Sandy Lai Lee. And they briefly dated for a little bit. And at some point, it looks like Sandy had lent Alejandro some money, and he never paid her back.
That's a big bad. Yeah.
And another co-worker of theirs, 19-year-old Hamia Fester, who evidently became Alejandro's new girlfriend after he split with Sandy. So
Oh.
then we move up to August 9th, 2016. Alejandro texted Sandy saying he would like to repay her the money that she had previously loaned him. And they agreed to meet at a Quick Trip, which is at that point located on Eastway Drive in Charlotte. He picked her up that afternoon,
He picked her up. Yeah.
Castillo was picked up that afternoon by Fester, she picked him up in her red Dodge Caliber, took him to the meeting. Sandy,
that sounds kind of suspicious.
Yeah, it's kind of shady. Sandy was last seen alive at the Quick Trip where she agreed to meet Alejandro. It is believed that instead of repaying her, he forced her to withdraw all the money from her bank account, possibly with a gun.
Oh my goodness.
According to Sandy's uncle, her bank statements show that she withdrew about $1,000 from an ATM. After this withdrawal, there was no money left in her bank account. And investigators believe at that point, that Alejandro then drove Sandy to a wooded area in Carabas County, and at that point ended her life. It's possible that they believe she was disposed of in a ravine.
Mm-hmm.
And then Alejandro and his girlfriend fled in Sandy's black four-door Toyota Corolla.
Oh, wow. Yeah. They drove from North Carolina to Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah. That's quite a trip, isn't it?
That is quite a trip.
So later, Sandy's car was found abandoned in Phoenix at a bus shelter. And anyway, the two then made their getaway, and they went to Arizona. They crossed the border into Mexico, and there is surveillance footage capturing their images crossing the border into Mexico. Alejandro has not been seen since. They do believe he's still hiding in Mexico. But then again, they're not 100% sure. Sandy was reported missing the day she met her demise. Castillo and Fester were reported missing August 11th and 12th. And that's just, wow.
And here it says I don't know how to pronounce these. He may also be hiding in the states of Guadalajara. Is that how you say it?
Good luck trying to pronounce. I can't pronounce them. Sorry.
Okay. And there's a VRACURZ state.
Yeah. And we do know on October 20th, 2016, his girlfriend, Mrs. Fester, turned herself in while in Mexico. She did get in touch with her mom, who cooperated with the U.S. authorities and arranged for her to be collected at the airport. And she was.
Mm-hmm.
She was then brought back to the United States and arrested by the Harris County Sheriff's Department near Houston, Texas. She was charged with being an accessory after the fact of felony murder and larceny of a motor vehicle. Her bond was set at $25,000 for the motor vehicle and $100,000 for the accessory after the fact. She was then transferred to Mecklenburg County Jail, where she was posted bond and was released. According to her, both her and Alejandro had been staying at his cousin's place in Mexico. And at some point during those 2 months, he went missing again.
Oh, wow.
So he pretty much left her and fled at that point.
Oh, yeah.
So she was 19 at the time, but Amelia Fester, his girlfriend, he eventually just...
Well, did she get prison time?
I think she's still waiting a few things, but
if y'all would like more information on this Castillo's fugitive, he was on an episode of America's Most Wanted, and
Yeah.
it aired on my birthday, February 26, 2024.
That's right. And again, folks, there is a $250,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest of Alejandro Rosales Castillo. And I'll tell you, looks like he might just be
Somebody might
business.
have done something to him.
Yeah, he could be. He's considered armed and extremely dangerous.
So don't be messing with him.
Wow, that's
Yes,
crazy.
yeah, that is very, very crazy.
And if you have any information regarding this person, please contact the FBI's toll-free tip line at 1-800-CALL-FBI or 1-800-225-5324. You can also contact your local branch of the FBI if you would rather do so.
Please, if you know something, say something.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And guys, that leads us up into a break. We will be right back in
2 minutes and 2 seconds. And welcome back.
all right.
Let's get right on in and dive into the U.S. Marshal Service. And we got up for grabs. First off the bat, is sack of shit.
John Kenneth Capps.
Yeah. He
And
sure is.
We knew some sack of shit awards were coming.
Yeah, no, we're going to do an episode, nothing but sack of shits, and we're going to see who y'all vote to get.
And Mr. Capps, you are indeed, sir.
Yes, a sack of shit. He's wanted for violations of supervised release and failure to register as a sex offender.
Mm-hmm.
And his alias is just John K. Capps. He's been wanted in the U.S. Marshal Service since 2015.
Yeah.
His date of birth is October 15th, 1972. And of course, he is male. He has green eyes. His weight at the time was 215. His skin was fair. And he's wanted in North Carolina, but he was born in Oklahoma.
Go back to Oklahoma, I bet.
He probably did.
Yeah.
And he's his race Hispanic or Latino white.
I'm looking at his picture, guys.
He looks white.
He looks white.
Yeah, I mean he does.
He might have had. I hope when he gets to prison, he has some Hispanic in him.
And we don't know DNA.
Well, again, maybe so.
And his hair, he for a
sack of shit.
For a sack of shit, he for Hispanic or Latino, his hair is blonde or strawberry.
That's got to be a typo. It's got to be.
That's got to be. I mean, that's what it said. But look at his picture.
Yeah.
I mean, look at it.
Looks like a
strawberry blonde.
Depressed.
Looks like a sack
of shit.
And he's got a scar on his shoulder, on his left shoulder.
5'10".
Oh yeah, he's 5'10". He's a tall one, but not as tall as my husband.
Okay.
And he was convicted of an offense requiring him to register as a sex offender.
Yep.
And a warrant was issued for violations of his supervised release in December 2015. Capps was believed to have staged an incident to appear that he had drowned on a sailboat in Florida. It's not been seen since.
Yeah. Now, interestingly, when you look him up on the registry, one of the things he's charged with is out-of-state possession of child, and I won't say it.
Property.
Yeah, close enough.
Okay.
And I don't want to mess up that algorithm, but
no,
he did indeed try to fake his death. I mean,
Wow.
how many movies did he watch to come up with that idea?
I know. Well,
I'm going to fake my death.
I've seen a couple of them. I mean, where somebody tries to make it look like, yeah, say there's better picture there than there.
Yeah. Yeah. Either way you go. Folks, if you have any information regarding John Kenneth Capps,
Make sure you call. Let me get the number from the U.S. Marshals.
here you go, honey. I got it right here for you.
Oh, okay. It is. Contact the U.S. Marshals at 336-554-8580 with any information.
Exactly. I mean,
He deserves to come home.
So you reckon when he tried to sink a sailboat off the coast of Florida,
he might have drowned himself.
Looking what? Well, that's what he was pretending. He wanted to be like he died now.
He might not have.
But look at him. Look at him though. Horatio Kane.
Hey. Leave Horatio alone.
Looks like Horatio Kane.
Leave Horatio alone.
And with that, we'll move on to another one.
And make sure you put that.
Next up,
we have Mr. Troy Wiley.
And
he's not a Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, he. And folks, if you're looking this up, you can look this up on the U.S. Marshals.gov. And this is actually the fugitive list for parts of North Carolina. Troy Wiley gets our second sack of sugar.
He might be above the other one.
Yeah, he may be more of a sack of shit.
He might be number one right now.
So Wiley's date of birth is May 3rd, 1990. He's wanted in Roxboro, North Carolina. He is male with a race and ethnicity of African American. Weight at the time was 148 pounds. He's got a height of about 5'7". Please call Investigator Gill, the Roxboro Police Department, with any information.
Well, let them know what he did.
I'm going to let you share that one.
No, you can share it.
But that phone number is 336-504-9274. And he is wanted for the SA of a child under 15, first-degree kidnapping, assault by strangulation.
Oh, he is a sack of shit.
Again, Mr. Wiley, it is our hope that you are indeed apprehended.
And given your just desserts.
And we hope you are given your just desserts.
Yes.
And I hope it hurts.
Real good.
And again, folks, that is Troy Wiley, wanted in Roxboro, North Carolina. And again, if you have any information, please contact the proper authorities at 336-504-9274.
And for our next one is Mr. Rondy Josher Lyles. He is wanted for violation of supervised release and robbery of a U.S. Postal Service employee. He's got aliases, and his aliases are Josh Lyles, Rondy Josher Lyles, spelled with one S instead of two. And he has been wanted since 2008. He was born May 25th, 1982. And of course, he's a male. His eyes are brown. And at the time, his weight was 150 pounds. And he is wanted in North Carolina also. He was born in South Carolina. And he is an African American with black hair. He's 5'9". He's got on scars and tattoos. It says brace, T, scar wrist, right, tattoo arm, right.
That's about all it gave you. Didn't tell you
what it was or anything. No.
So Rondy Lyles was convicted of a robbery of United States Postal Service employee. And that violates a code of 18 USC 2114A. And in 2002, he was sentenced to 55 months in prison. After his release from prison, he began a term of supervised release. A warrant has been issued for violation of supervised release in February 2008. Lyles has not been seen since. And looks like they've conducted a lot of interviews with his family in South Carolina, but nothing else has developed.
Well,
I think Rondi has
Rondied out.
he has rendezvoused on down the road.
He's on down the road.
I don't think y'all gonna be catching Rondi.
Rhonda said, nope, he was ready to go.
Yeah.
He flew the coop.
He's got to ride like the wind.
Got to ride like the wind.
To be free again.
That's the only way.
He's got such a long way to go.
But you can contact the U.S. Marshals Service at 336-554-8550 with any information if you have any. If you know something, say something.
Absolutely, guys. This has been a short podcast. And we know we've not been very politically correct with a lot of things, but the spirit of it all, we want these cases solved. There's some families that have been affected by these things one way or the other.
And they need closure.
And justice needs to be served.
It does.
And with that,
we hope you had a Bucklesberry lemonade kind of day.
And please, if you haven't already,
like, follow, and subscribe to
Bucklesberry Lemonade,
the podcast.
And we'd like for you to share that with your friends as well. Until next time, guys.
Also, go to the TikTok page if you're not a big YouTuber. Go to TikTok.
Bucklesberry Lemonade, TikTok.
We have that too.
Rumble,
Spotify, iHeart, Apple.
Yeah, and a few others as well. And by all means, blow us up on our Facebook page.
And let us know which one of these you think would be the number one.
Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.